Welcome back to another class on Halacha for Women. We are in the sefer called Otzar Dinim by Rabbi Yitzchak Yosef Shlita. Before we understand his Halacha today, I just want to give a brief introduction from the Shulchan Aruch and Siman Peitet in Halacha Gimel, where the Shulchan Aruch states, V'lo lechol v'lo lishtot. One is not allowed to eat and one is not allowed to drink before praying Shemona Esrei. However, when it comes to water, one is allowed to drink before prayer. It doesn't matter the day of the week, whether it's going to be a regular weekday, Shabbat or Yom Tov. We're going to tell you that the halacha applies through and through, meaning all the time, that if a person wants to eat or drink before praying the 18 prayer blessing, we're going to tell him it's not allowed. If he wants to drink water, we're going to tell him it's allowed, whether it's going to be a regular weekday, Shabbat, or Yom Tov. There are opinions, there are other achronim that are lenient when it comes to tea and coffee, but I'm just dealing with the Shulchan Aruch right now. According to the Shulchan Aruch, one is not allowed to eat and drink anything except water before praying the 18 prayer blessing. Comes the Mishnah Berurah Sivkat and Chavalav and it says, what is the severity of eating before prayer? Now, this problem can be found during the weekday, but it's most likely found on Shabbat and Yom Tov. At least that's what we see. Because in certain shuls, you have cake and cookies and different types of pastries and cereal that is laid out for the congregants to eat. So when people walk into shul to daven, before they come to daven, they'll make themselves coffee and they'll take cake or sponge cake or a cookie, whatever it's going to be. And now they start eating. That, Rabotai, is asur. They're not allowed to eat anything, and according to the Shulchan Aruch, not even drink anything except water. And this problem is very, very much overlooked in congregations. In many places, unless the rabbi of the place is a big Talmud Chacham, he'll tell them or he'll put the food away. There are steps that you can take to protect the people. You have to educate the people. But also this is a very big problem in people's houses. I've been told, I don't know if it's true or not, I've been told that whenever a person is a guest in somebody else's house, the hostess of that house, when they wake up in the morning, the lady of the house, she prepares a nice breakfast table. Now they all sit down, before they come to pray, they eat. This is not allowed. A woman is not allowed to make breakfast for her husband before he davens Shemona Esrei. You're not allowed to give your guests to eat breakfast before they daven Shemona Esrei. Now, if Chas V'Shalom Lo Aleinu, these people are sick people, and because of medical reasons they need to eat and drink, no problem. That's not what we're dealing with. We're speaking about normal, healthy human beings. Now I want to show you the severity of why one is not allowed to eat or drink anything except water before Shemona Esrei. Why is it so bad? So he says in Sivkat and Chav Aleph in the Mishnah Berurah, anybody who transgresses this, meaning anybody who eats and drinks before Shemona Esrei, Amru Chazal Shalav Amar HaKatuv, the rabbis of blessed memory said on him that the verse states, Ve'oti hishalachta acharei gavecha. Hashem says, and me you sent, basically me you threw to your back. You threw me behind you. Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this is the understanding of that verse. Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu, la'achar she'achal v'shata, after you ate and drank, v'nid ga'ah, and now you're haughty, because when a person eats, it gives him pride, he feels much more confident, much better. Kibel Allah malchut shamayim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, after you ate and drank and you're haughty, you come now and you accept upon yourself the kingdom of heaven. That's what you come and do now. And also they relied their words on the verse where it says, Lo techulu al adam, do not eat on your blood. What does it mean, do not eat on your blood? Who eats their blood? So comes the Mishnah and explains that verse. Because a lot of times when there's a verse, right, if you ever pay attention, right, I guess you guys for sure know, like even say Tehillim, right, or Chumash, or Nevi'im, or Ketuvim, doesn't matter. Every single verse, there's ways to understand it. Right, you might be reading it one way, but there's many different interpretation in that one verse. So he comes and explains over here, he says, what does it mean, Lo tachulu al adam, do not eat on your blood? Who's eating his blood? It means like this, Lo tachulu kodem, do not eat before shitpalalu al demechem. Don't eat before you pray for your blood, meaning your life. Va'afilu te'ima be'alma, so even to taste something is forbidden. So that's what people have to be very, very careful with this halacha. It is not a joke, Rabotai. A person who eats and drinks, he's not going to be able to daven and accept Ol Malchut Shamayim had he comes there with a broken heart. When a person basically, when he just begins his day, and now he wants to eat, but he holds himself back. Mesirat nefesh on his part, self-sacrifice. He says, I'm not going to eat, I'm not going to drink until I daven to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Your mind is much more clear. You're able to daven to Hashem. You see the pain that you have by not eating. You see that you're fragile. You see that you're nothing in this world. So you can actually daven to Him. But what? When a person eats, he comes, there's no meaning almost. There's almost no meaning to his Shemayim, to Shemoneh Esrei. I can give you a parable where you guys can relate. If Chas v'Shalom lo leinu Rabotai, a person has no money he has no penny to his name. Yeah, you see people when they beg Chas v'Shalom. How do they beg? Please help, this, that. They do everything they can to try to make money so they can feed their family. But what happens if a person in the back of his mind, in his bank, or wherever he might have, he has a lot of money. Now he wants to go and borrow more money. You think he's going to beg the same way? Absolutely not. Same thing over here. When a person is already satiated, when he ate and he drank, he is not coming to down to HaKadosh Baruch Hu like that person who didn't eat and drink. When you fast, pay attention when you're fasting, how your prayer of Shemoneh Esrei is. And when you're full, how your prayer of Shemoneh Esrei is. There are reasons why Chazal tell us not to eat and drink. Because we want the person to see that before HaKadosh Baruch Hu, before the Almighty, he's nothing, he's nobody. Rabotai, we came from dirt, we're going to return back to dirt. But when a person eats, he doesn't feel that like that. He feels a big shot. That's why Hashem says, after you ate, you drink, now you come to me in all your holiness to accept Ol Malchut Shamayim. Who needs you? Now, you might ask yourself one question, Rabbi, this is a very big problem. Because as we know, all women eat before davening. I mean, show me one woman who doesn't eat before davening. Maybe you have a pious woman that they don't eat. But in general, which woman today will not eat before she davens? And according to what we've been learning up to now, a woman can daven not only shacharit, if she wants, she can daven mincha or arabit. So what do you want to tell me, Rabbi? She's not going to eat throughout the whole day? No. This halacha is only applicable to men. This halacha does not apply to women. Let me read for you over here. I'm using the Amudei Hora'ah. Many of you guys probably heard about Rabbi Lior Dahan Shlita, right? Rabbi Lior Dahan Shlita, right? It says over here, Api Piske Rabotenu Chachmei Sephard, right? It's called Amudei Hora'ah. It's based on the Sephardim. Over here, Rabbi Dahan, he did something very beautiful. I'll show right over here. Right over here we have the Shulchan Aruch with the Ramah. Then we have over here the Mishnah Berurah, the Biur Halacha, the Shartin. All this is the Chafetz Chaim. People think, who's the Chafetz Chaim, right? People say, well, Chafetz Chaim, he wrote the books of Lashon Hara, right? But people don't realize the humongous amount of work that he put into the Sefer. Some say I think it was 27 years or 29 years to write 6 volumes on Orach Chaim, on daily living. The Chafetz Chaim wrote back then, no computers, no books, nothing, Rabotai. He had to do everything through his mind. Not like today you have books everywhere found. Everybody has copies, and no, everything you had to remember. So in any event, if anybody ever gets a chance to learn the Mishnah Berurah Biur Halacha Shar Tziyun, you'll understand who the Chafetz Chaim was. And when you're learning his halachot, you'll be more and more careful when you quote him. People, you have to understand, Abotai, you're not dealing with a regular person. You're dealing with one of the Gedolim that has ever lived in the world. People say, oh, the Chafetz Chaim said like the Chafetz Chaim said, okay, Chafetz Chaim. Now you know who the Chafetz Chaim was, Abotai. Yeah. In any event, I want to just show you something over here. You have over here on the bottom, Amudei Hora'ah, and over here you have the Tziyunim. This is, by the way, Rabbi Leir Dahan. What did he do? After a person sees the Shulchan Aruch, the Mishnah Berurah, the Biur Halacha, Rabbi Dahan comes and he brings the poskim of the Sephardim. So say, how do we follow? That's what's very nice about this book. So he brings down over here for this halacha, and he says like this, this whole halacha that what we just read on top is only applicable to a man. Why? Since he's obligated to pray the 18th prayer every single day, so therefore it comes out that he's not allowed to eat anything before davening Shemona Esrei. Women have to be very, very careful. I know that especially by the Bukharians, they have a very good character trait of achnasat orchim. When people come, they make sure that people leave full satiated. I've been in a house like this. I went one time with Shabbaton with the family. You wake up in the morning, the table as if you were sitting in the 5-star hotel. Full. Cream cheese, pancakes, shakshuka, whatever you want. It was full. You're not allowed to eat anything. I understand women want to go ahead and they want to have hospitality, no problem. That's not allowed to be done before the morning prayer. When a woman feeds a guy, whether it be a guest or whether it's going to be her own husband, and we'll see today's halacha, whether it's going to be a child over 13, even her own son, she should know she's doing a prohibition. She's going against the Shulchan Aruch. That's why continues Rav Dahan, and he says, all this that we just said over here is in regards to a man. Aval Isha, however, regarding a woman, she'ena chayevet litpalel tefillah shacharit dafka. A woman is not obligated to specifically pray the morning prayer. Women are only obligated in one prayer per day. So it comes out that even if a woman wants to now daven shacharit, mutar la lechol kodem hatifila. She's allowed to eat before prayer. Sharei hadavar talui birtzona ubiyada lo litpalel ele mincha arvit. Since it's really dependent on her when she wants to daven. If a woman wants to daven mincha, she can daven mincha. She wants to daven arvit, she can daven arvit. But what happens if the woman now she wants to daven shacharit? What? She can't eat? She's allowed to eat. So it comes out from over here. Men are not allowed to eat unless chas v'shalom lo aleinu they have health problems, or the Shulchan Aruch brings down in Halacha Dalet, or they're very, very hungry, where they're not going to be able to have kavanah. That's another leniency. But otherwise, they're not allowed to eat, and women are allowed to eat before praying shacharit, mincha, or even aravit, meaning that there's no women are not in this prohibition only because since they only have to daven once a day, and it could be any prayer, we're not going to keep them hungry. So just because she decided to daven shacharit doesn't mean she cannot eat. So therefore, halacha l'ma'aseh, a woman is allowed to eat before prayer. Now with that introduction, let's see what Rabbi Yitzchak Yosef Shlita wants to say over here. מותר לתת לקטן שלא הגיע לי"ג שנה עוגה וחלב קודם צאתו לבית הכנסת להתפלל תפילת שחרית. It is permissible to give to a child who has not reached the age of 13 cake and milk before going out to the Beit Knesset to pray shacharit, ben bechol ben b'shabbat. We see from this halacha, a mother is allowed to give her child underneath the age, meaning under the age of 13, she's allowed to go ahead and she's allowed to give him pastries and cereal and so on and so forth. The prohibition starts for the boys at the age of 13. For the girls, there are no prohibitions. Have a great day. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen ve'amen.